Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Thanks for joining me tonight. I know I'm a bit early, but I figured I'd have to strike while opportunities there, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do the Love Makes a Family transfer tonight, and what I'd like to show you is this is a frame or a sign that I made a good couple months ago with one of our Club Couture transfers, and I'm going to remove that from the surface and show you how you can change things up whenever you want. I'm coming at you from the suburbs west of Chicago. We're at a nice chilly 19 degrees. Drop me a line, let me know where you're viewing from. Say hello, don't be shy, just jump on in with any comments or questions or whatever as we go along. I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to spritz this frame with distilled water. I could use regular water, but I generally keep distilled water in my spray bottle, in my mister, in case I need to add it to my chalk paste to thin it down. So I've just sprayed the surface, and I'm going to grab some paper towels to remove that previously chalk design. Now I like to let the water sit for a minute or two on my surface before I attempt to remove it. Just makes it a little bit easier, and I just want to go around the frame here to make sure that I didn't accidentally spritz any water on the actual wood frame. I don't want that to happen. But it'll take a minute or two for the paste to begin dissolving, and then I'll show you how quickly you can remove it using our board eraser. You don't have to have a board eraser. Before the board erasers came out, I just would use water and a paper towel, but the board eraser actually makes it much, much quicker. So I thought I'd show you how to use it with that. And basically, all you do is go across the surface with the board eraser, and it'll scrape off the chalk paste. Now sometimes when you've had a design on for a long time, you get what's called ghosting, and it looks like I'm going to have some ghosting on this surface. Ghosting, or just kind of like the image, sometimes it's there because it's been on for a real long time. Sometimes you get it just because of the pigmentation of the paste. It's a more deeply pigmented paste. But I'll show you how you work around that. And truly, if I had waited about 3 minutes, it's much easier to remove the design once the water goes to work. You can see over here where it's been sitting a little bit longer. Yeah, it's a little bit easier to remove. So I'm just going over it with my paste scraper. My shimmer gold for that chicken came up real nice and easy. I really should have waited a little bit more, but I don't have a lot of patience, which is one of the reasons I absolutely love Chalky. To be able to do a project from start to finish in generally less than an hour. I think most of my projects actually are closer to 20 minutes to a half hour. To me, is just absolutely amazing. So I'm going to remove the water off of the surface and most of the paste that's dissolved. Obviously I haven't gotten it all because impatient Kathy here, but I'll show you what you do. Oh yeah, I should have waited a little bit more. That black didn't even get a chance to dissolve enough. Okay, I am going to grab a board eraser that I've wet and just go over the surface with my board eraser. And that will generally get rid of any ghosting that you have, or like imagings that you have left on the surface. Look at how quick and easy. Now our board erasers are exactly what they were just called, board erasers. They're great for erasing an image off of your board, but they can also be used to clean up your transfers. How cool is that? Now, generally I'd wash or rinse out that board eraser right now, but being that I'm not by a sink, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just drying this, and actually the best way to dry our chalkboards is to actually use the microfiber side of our fuzzing cloth. So I'm going to use the fuzzing cloth, make sure I have this totally dry, and this makes sure that I don't have any streaks or anything. And I've got the light overhead off so that I don't have a lot of shadows, but I just want to make sure that that's nice and clean. Okay, and then I'm going to check. Of course, this is the side with my hanger, so I want to make sure that I know where the top is, right? So let me clean up my surface a little bit. Hi, Tammy, how you doing? And I'm going to actually fuzz this transfer before we get started. And as quiet as I was, I'm speaking a little bit lower than normal. I think I just woke Mom up. Okay, I'm removing the transfer from its little cellophane packaging. Our transfers all come in a little cellophane envelope, and on the back of the envelope there's instructions for the use and for the care, and it has like a little sticky self-sealing envelope flap, and when I'm done I put mine back in the envelope and I hang it up in an armoire for the next use. Excuse me one moment. Hi, sweetie, come here. I'm going live. Can you wait a few minutes?
How soon?
Oh, maybe about 15, 20 minutes.
Like 15 minutes?
Yeah. I'll be quick. I'll be quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that down.
It's all right. So, I'm going to fuzz this transfer before I get started. And fuzzing is the process of deliberately applying lint to the back of our adhesive transfer so that it doesn't stick as snugly as it would if you hadn't. Our transfers are made out of vinyl, which is the teal, and mesh or silk screen that you're seeing through to the back and the carrier sheet. So I'll just roll my fingers across. That lifts the transfer off of the adhesive transfer off of its carrier sheet. The carrier sheet has a glossy side, kind of like freezer paper. That glossy side goes against the sticky side or the adhesive side of the transfer, and the other side is felt. So I'm just pulling that carrier sheet off, and I will put that aside because once I've cleaned this transfer, I will put it back on it before I put it away for storing it. And I generally fuzz 3 times for a new transfer when going on chalkboard or dry erase or on wood. If I was applying this to metal or glass or mirror, I'd probably fuzz it about 8 times because metal, glass, and mirror are non-porous and very, very smooth, and it will stick very strongly to those surfaces. And the reason you fuzz is you don't want it to stick so strongly that you have a difficult time lifting it up. That's the main thing, just so that it makes it a little bit easier for the use and for when you lift it from your surface. So I'm just centering this top to bottom and left to right. Sometimes I'd like to have another hand here. Seriously, I knew I had it perfectly straight, but I had no way of letting go of it and pressing it down to hold it in place. Okay, that's a little low. Let me bring it up just to here. Obviously very repositionable, like I said, reusable 8 to 12 times or more with correct care. And the care is really just making sure that you get the chalk paste off of the silk screen before you let it dry. And I want to make sure, ooh, this is sticking very strongly, make sure I don't have an air bubble anywhere. And I'm just kind of feeling around. You do not have to press down tightly, just gently press, but I'm more feeling for an air bubble, and I don't feel any, so I think we're good to go there. And I'm going to use 2 color pastes on this project. Hi, Terry. I'm doing good. How are you? I thought in keeping with the frame, I'd use the Shimmer Shadow, which is our black, but it does have a little shimmer to it, a little bit of shine, and I thought that would be kind of nice to use. And then I'm going to use the Cranberry Jam for the hearts. So this is going to be a little plain, but don't worry, I've got some embellishments in mind for a little bit later on. So I'm just applying some of the paste, and look at, you very rarely ever see me use this guy. Oops. I don't know if I have enough paste. Wait until you see my huge squeegee here. Ta-da! It's a large squeegee. And this makes the application very, very quick, as long as you be careful where you use it. I almost got my heart over there, didn't I? Yeah, this is like the second time I've used it. I have to admit, I could be dangerous. I want to use a little bit more finesse than I'm using to make sure I miss those hearts. And it's going to take cleaning it up a little bit. Let me turn this around. Get some of the paste off my squeegee. There we go. So you want to go back over the surface, smooth it out, remove any lines that you might have, any excess paste, and return those back into your jar. Honestly, easier to do with a smaller squeegee. It's a little bit big for my jar, what could I say? I'm feeling a bump here. I hope I don't have an air bubble. I think I'm gonna lift this and take a peek. You always want to lift from the top, bottom, or the left or the right. Never pull or tug on the diagonal. Okay, I need to do a little bit fresh up on the bottom down here. My F for family really didn't get enough paste on it. Let me grab this again. Honestly, I swear I work with a mini squeegee most of the time, and I probably do better with that. Is that funny or what? Okay. I'm gonna lift it again. And oops, let me clean my fingers. Lift it again and take a peek. Now if I make a mistake, this is chalk paste. It'll easily come right off. So now I'm going to take my cranberry jam and a small squeegee that I have right over here. I was going to use my multi-tool, but I'll use the small squeegee. It's fine. Not a lot of surface area to cover. Want to make sure that I don't get any of that black on my squeegee. And just basically go over the silkscreen portion, just like I did with the wording. Smooth it out, remove any lines, put the excess back in my jar. And I'm going to cover that up so that my paste doesn't dry out. Same with my shimmer shadow over here. And then lift up this transfer so I could be true to my word to Mom when I said about 15-20 minutes. Oops, I need to clean my fingers. A little bit of paste on my fingers, okay. Oh, Terry, I'm glad it's Friday too. It's been a long week. It's just, it is. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so I'm lifting from the bottom. Ooh, and I stuck my finger right in paste again, right? There we go. I'm going to move this over to the side and take it into the washroom to clean it. I'm just going to rinse it under water in the sink and probably use my board eraser. I like using it especially with the deeper pigmented paste just because they're a little bit messier to clean up and I don't like fiddling around with that. And then to coordinate with my little hearts up there, I'm going to add these little flowers that are pretty close to cranberry jam with a couple glue dots to my frame. Oops, here I go, typical, right on my finger instead of where it was going. And I was thinking of just putting them along the bottom. Of course, maybe, I don't know if I actually want them on the frame. I think I do. I think I'm just going to add them right here on the bottom left to kind of balance out the hearts on the top. And I'm just using little glue dots. Ideally, I would wait until my paste has a second to dry. Our paste generally will dry in 5 to 8 minutes. It goes on liquid but does dry hard. Our shimmers take a little bit longer, hence the 8 minutes. Oops, I'm stuck to my finger. There we go. Might open that flower a little bit more there. This I have saved for another project. Whoops. Do I need to adjust this a little bit? There we go. What do you think? Simple, quick, easy, in about 15 minutes. Well, I'm going to run this to the washroom and clean up my surface and have some little TV time with Mom. I promised her we'd do that. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I could remove this when I tire of it. This might be perfect for Valentine's, or actually the sentiment really is perfect for year-round. If I don't like the flowers, I can move them down here, or I could just remove them, whatever. But I could use this chalkboard whenever I want, just by spritzing with a little bit of water, paper towel, and possibly a board eraser to make cleanup a little bit quick. Thank you so much for watching. If you are not a member of my VIP group and would like to be privy to perks, specials, discounts, and other things like some games, that's a game that's coming up the weekend after this, comment club below, and comment VIP below, and I will send you the link. If you would like some information about our subscription package called Club Couture, that gives you one transfer and 3 individual paste packets once a month delivered straight to your door for $19.99, comment club below and I will send you additional information about that. The image that I had on this board earlier was from Club Couture earlier this year, or earlier last year, probably like late spring, early summer. Club Couture transfers are exclusive to club members and designers. You cannot purchase them. So they're designed specifically developed for the subscription package, and the color pastes that come with it, the 3 different individual paste packets, are specifically curated to match with the design. So you could make it as suggested or use your own creativity and do what you want. But it's a wonderful way of incorporating an hour or so of creative bliss into your life every month. And remember, make it for yourself, make it for a friend. Transfers are reusable 8 to 12 times, so you could do this a dozen times, sometimes more. I've heard of people being able to get scores of uses out of an individual transfer. You just want to be careful to clean it quickly. Never let it soak in water, because that will diminish the adhesiveness. If you would like information about doing what I do, having some money and having a little side hustle, having some fun and making a little money with a side hustle, oh, it's been a long week, I can't talk. Just comment team below and I will send you a link to a video that tells you all about it. Have a nice evening. See you later.